Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Alicia. I have another what sold video from the past 2.5 weeks. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it a week ago, so I am putting 2 weeks in one, and I am starting from October the 9th to today, October the 28th. So if reseller content is something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you back. So let's just go ahead and get started. I will tell you all of my sales, the good ones and the bad ones, because I think it's important for you to know also what stuff isn't selling and for much nowadays. So let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first one on October the 10th was this vintage Chadwick's 100% wool gingham Glen plaid academia midi skirt. So this one sold for $24. When I first got this one, when I first found it, I was really excited because it was 100% wool. It was like perfect academia style. But when I got home, unfortunately, I found like a burn hole, like a cigarette burn hole or something like that on the skirt, so I had to disclose that. It was also a very small size, and I ended up selling that one for $24. It took me like a year. So my earnings were $20.06. Next one at sold is a great brand. I really like picking up this brand. This specific style, I think I'm just going to pass on from now on, specifically if it's in women's, but if it's men's, I might just pick it up. This was a Cool Wanderer nylon seaport button-down long sleeve ripstop shirt. So this one was a size large. It was a good size, but it took forever to sell, and it only sold for $13. This one had nylon in it, which I like to add in the title because people search for that material. So yeah, it was women's. I would definitely stick with like coats or something more substantial from that brand, and you know, those shirts could sell well if they are men's. My earnings were $10.79. Okay, next one that sold on October the 10th was Taylor Stitch. I love selling this brand. It is a men's brand that makes really high quality clothing, and so this one was a Taylor Stitch blue check long sleeve button down classic shirt, size 42. So this one has a specific size chart. I would definitely keep that in mind. Every time I pick it up, I do translate it into the US sizing and then add the size chart in the photos as well. So just an FYI. And then this one sold for $43, and my earnings were $37.86. Next up is a brand I will no longer be picking up. Again, this is actually not a great brand. I believe it sells at like TJ Maxx. It's a Romeo and Juliet. This was new with tags. I picked it up because I think it was like half off, unless I possibly got it for like $1. But this one was a very beautiful dress, maxi dress, crushed velvet wine strappy maxi dress. So this one sold for $12, and it took forever to sell. It obviously went through a lot of markdowns, and so yeah, $12. Not picking this brand up again, even though it was a very pretty style. We're getting close to the holidays. It's a great fabric, I guess. It's kind of like a trendy style right now with the velvet and everything, but for that much, I am not picking it up anymore. Next up is this Cabby, which is a brand that I am starting to be a little more picky with, unless I get it, you know, at the bins or for half off. Really good price. But this one is Cabby, and I usually, every time I pick up Cabby, I put the number style on the title because people like to search for that style number. This one was a Belfry floral chiffon long sleeve pullover blouse. This was a very pretty, like a pumpkin spice sort of color, and of course it probably sold right now because of that, but it sold for $20, and my earnings were $16.31. The other thing to consider is it was a size small. I would definitely stick to the sizes like large and up. Next up was this bundle that it's the first time I've ever picked up this brand. I just found it. I actually just featured it in one of my last thrift haul videos, and I was really excited about it. It's called Nora's Nursery. I happen to run into this bundle of brand new cloth diaper reusable grow with your baby diaper lots. So this was really exciting. They were all brand new. They hadn't been used at all, so I love the colors, and of course there's people out there who are into cloth diapers. These ones were really nice because they were grow with your baby. So these ones in a lot were $50. I sold it for $50, and my earnings were $43.65, so that was a good pickup. I would definitely pick it up in the future. of course, the more there is, the better price you can get. All right, next up was this Revise tall, long, super 80s high-rise grommet inner circle straight leg jeans. This was a really cool style. They were a size 28 and they sold for $54. Again, this was recently posted in one of my last thrift haul videos if you'd like to go check it out. But my earnings were $47.11. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to tell you the dates. This one was October the 16th. All right, next on, wait, apparently that was not October the 16th. Sorry, that was October the 12th. So next up that sold on October the 12th was this Beta brand long, tall, A-line black pull-on yoga work wide leg professional pants. This brand, I was really excited when I first heard about it. I picked it up and sold it a few times for a pretty good profit, but unfortunately it has died down pretty badly. It is not selling anymore as it used to, even though this was a great style. It was a tall, it was in good condition, size medium, still sold for only $12. So I would definitely stay, steer clear from this brand. So again, my earnings were $9.98, so that was not great, but I'm glad it is out of my closet. All right, next up, I kind of just picked it up because, the Y2K vintage style 90s is coming back. I wanted to pick this one up because it was like the perfect representation of it, and it was like this random brand from, I think, Silver Jeans, and I just kind of wanted to try it out, see how it did, and it only sold for $25. But yeah, it was a hipster low-rise wide leg relaxed slouchy carpenter jeans. Again, these were size 31, sold for $25, so my earnings were $21. Definitely wouldn't really pick that brand up again. Alright, next up is VC, which is another brand I used to get excited about selling, but I will pick it up if it's good price, brand new with tags, and an amazing style or substantial fabric. So this one is new with tags VC, navy blue Betty, velvet button down textured boho slouchy blouse top. This blouse was gorgeous, which, yes, I wanted to pick it up, and it's definitely sold for a good price, $38. It did sit for a little bit, but I think it was because of the seasonality, and this was a size medium. My earnings were $33.37, so that was definitely a good profit. I would recommend looking up comps before picking it up. Next up is a brand that I sold at Revolve, and I paid $20 for this one. So this one was a new with tags. We Were What snap off sleeve ivory convertible Revolve puffer coat vest. So this one was really cool because the sleeves would snap off. I'll show you here in the pictures, but yeah, I thought it was really cool. I did get it at the end of winter last season, so that's probably why it took so long for it to sell, because of course the seasonality again. But this one sold for $70. It was originally $158, and there's a really flattering Revolve stock photo on it that I used, so that was a good price, $70. My earnings were $62.45. Next up that sold on October the 13th was this new, I've sold this a few times. I think I'm like to the very last few pairs of this, but I am so ready to get them all out. This was a men's above denim skinny slim distressed moto jeans. This one sold for $12, and my earnings were $9.96. Definitely not a brand I would recommend picking up at all. Next one is another brand that I would not recommend picking up, like, unless it's an absolutely beautiful dress, amazing style. But I have picked up new with tags dresses and new with tags like blazers and stuff from this brand, and it still just doesn't sell very well for me, and I would like a bigger, better profit. So I'm definitely passing on this brand from now on. It is Torrid, and this is a plus size brand. This was a nice little style, olive green Harper Tencel pullover split neck top. So Tencel is a great style, well, not style, a great fabric to keep an eye out for. If there is Tencel in the fabric content, I would definitely add it in the title or description, because people like to search for that. This was a size 2X, and it sold for $9. My earnings were $7.04, and I am definitely so glad that this is out of my closet. Next up, I still have a couple, maybe a few of these, but this is something I picked up for 25 cents, which of course I really, anything that's 25 cents, I am going to pick it up if it's like brand new with tags. So of course if it's a good style. But this was a new with tags Cat and Jack, which is a Target brand. Girls 7 to 8, burgundy waffle knit, super soft long sleeve dress. Very, very cozy. I sold this one for $9. And my earnings were $7.06. I mean, from 25 cents. Of course, that was a great profit. Yeah, that was sold on October the 15th. This next one is quite interesting because the same day I sold another Title IX on eBay. So I will have to let you know my eBay sales after these, because I don't have very many just yet. I just kind of opened up eBay, so I'm barely starting to see traction on my sales. But this was a bundle of Title IX, which is a great brand to keep an eye out for. I love selling this brand. Every time I find it, it doesn't last very long in my closet, and it sells for a very great profit. So this was Title IX Ripstop Outdoor Quick Dry Trail Hiking Skirt. So Ripstop is anytime there is, I might show you here in one of the pictures as well, there's kind of like a stitching, or it's like a fabric that has like little squares on it. That is a ripstop fabric, so I would keep that in mind. It's really great for hiking. And so this one, what I had it listed for $35, size 10, and then I had this other pair of pants listed, size 12, for $52. The bundle sold for $60, and my earnings were $52.76. So that was a great little bundle, and I was excited they sold together. Next up is another brand. I actually picked this one up for 25 cents as well, and I still have a bunch, so if you're interested, definitely go check out my closet. But this is a new with tags Isabel Maternity, which is pretty much just like a Target brand. Over the belly crossover panel bootcut pants trousers. So great style, great for the season. Again, for 25 cents. You know, I sold it for $17, so $13.63 were my earnings. Next, on October 17th, was a pair of Sorel leather Joan of Arctic, which is this specific style, black wedge Chelsea boots. These were pretty trendy back, you know, like about a year and a half or so ago, but this style has definitely died down a little bit, so I wouldn't expect much from it. I did sell these ones. They were $7.50, but I sold them for $40. I had them posted for like $65, so that was a little much. I would keep in mind that you might not be able to sell this style very well unless it's like a lot newer, more trendy style. But this one again sold for $40. My earnings were still $35.10, so that wasn't bad at all. This one I retail arbitraged. I believe I paid maybe like $4 for it, which I probably wouldn't do it again. This was a new with tags taupe, Old Navy, heathered pointelle knit, turtle knit, lightweight sweater. This was a size extra large, and I picked it up because of the size. I figured it would sell for a little bit more, but sweaters, unless they're very thick, you know, brand new with tags Old Navy, or really, you know, bigger sizes, I'm not going to pick them up anymore. This one sold for $11, and my earnings were $8.98. Next one that sold, which I believe this brand actually performs way better in men's sizes and, you know, men's clothing, but this is a Peter Millar Golf. Peter Millar is actually very expensive. This was a modal blend, which is also a great fabric. Again, this is a type of fabric content that I do add in the title. People like to search for that one as well. And so modal cotton blend engineered stripe lava zip wash pullover golf jacket. This was women's, size medium, so I only sold this one for $23, and it sat for maybe 4 months. But to be honest, you know, maybe if it's a good price, I'll pick it up if it's in the bins. But I'm probably going to start sticking to men's styles, or, you know, sizes from this brand, Peter Millar. And my earnings were $19.17. That one sold on October the 18th. Next up that sold, I also had it in one of my recent thrift haul videos. This was a Lululemon On The Fly nylon jogger pants, drawstring joggers. So I actually got these for $4, which wasn't terrible for $27 that I sold them for. They had some noticeable light discoloration on the knees, which I did disclose in the description, and I did of course picture them. Every time there is some sort of flaw, I do want to make sure I add it in the description because I don't want any returns or any bad ratings. So this one sold for $27, and it took about maybe 3 weeks to sell, and my earnings were $23.03. Next, that sold on October the 18th. I believe I got this one for like $5. I don't remember anymore. But this is a brand new without tags, carbon to cobalt. This is a good brand, it just doesn't resell for a ton. And this one took forever to sell. It took maybe like 9 months. So carbon to cobalt, Canyon chambray button down shirt, long sleeve top. This was women's size medium. 100% cotton. This one sold for $32 surprisingly. So it wasn't terrible. My earnings were $27.57, but again, this one did take maybe 9 months to sell. I would keep that in mind. Next up, I love selling this brand. It always sells great, especially, you know, in puffer coats and jackets and all that stuff. This was an Arc'teryx Captive Series. Was it Pima cotton? No, it was just cotton, apparently. So, polo shirt. And this was in great condition. It was a men's size medium. This one sold for $30 on October the 20th. And that was, my earnings were $25.85. So I would definitely keep in mind Arc'teryx. Arc'teryx is a great brand to pick up, men's and women's. All right, next up is another brand I'm not picking up anymore. It is unless it's at the brands, you know, and I'm only paying like $1 or $2 for it. But this one was a New Attacks Liverpool size, what was it? Size 22 women, modal blend, Abbey ankle skinny jeans. Another great fabric to keep in mind, modal. It's very soft and very comfortable. So yeah, this one sold for $30. My earnings were $25.65. Next up is brand new Attacks made wool from 2023. I did add the year on there because just so people know it's more recent, a more recent style. Tan mocha, the Dorsey crop blazer, and easygoing crepe. So this was a pretty color, perfect for the fall season. It was originally $148 retail, but I ended up selling it for only $45, which isn't terrible, but I would make sure that I'm, you know, getting it for a good price if I'm going to be getting that much for it, especially if it's brand new with tags. And my earnings were $39.95. That was on October the 21st. Next up on October the 21st was this Reformation Kaio high skinny belted black jeans. So I would be careful with the stock photos for these because I have had a couple of listings taken down because I'm using the stock photo as the first picture. I would put it in the listing, but I would not put it as the first picture. So they usually use organic cotton, so that's really great. I add that as well as Tencel, and this one ended up selling for $38, and my earnings were $33.18. Next up, Vionic. I love selling this brand. This is a pair of black suede haze round toe wedge flower comfort shoes. So Vionic is a comfort brand. I would keep that in mind, and people love searching for this brand because it can retail for a lot. This one was originally $145. Size 10, sold for $40. Great profit, $35.08 was my earnings. Next up, I think I paid like $10 for this as well. These I retail arbitrage these, and I just figured they were a great style. And they were new, without tags, without box, seychelles, which is sometimes sold at Anthropologie, faux leather, chunky sole, lug, black penny, slip-on heeled loafers. Anything in this style, I would add the black penny tag because that is kind of the style that is trendy that people look for. So black penny. These ones sold for $41, and my earnings were $35.99. That was a great style, very trendy right now. Next up that sold is a brand I'm also really trying to be very careful with, unless it's a great fabric, you know, like wool, cashmere, silk, anything like that, or a really amazing style, brand new with tags. It is Sundance. So the new tag or the new logo is a turquoise kind of font, so I would keep that in mind. But this Sundance I would be very selective with. This was a very pretty dress, so I had to pick it up. It was in almost, you know, new condition, and it had 10% wool in it, so I did want to pick this one up. It was also a great size, extra large, and this one ended up selling for $60. So wool blend, Fair Isle long sleeve sweater dress. $60 was great for me, and my earnings were $52.85. Next, on October the 23rd, was this Good American high-rise. I wanted to keep these ones so bad, but I couldn't. They were too long for me, and I did feature these in one of my recent thrift hauls again. But Good American high-rise soft tech good icon stretch straight leg jeans. These ones were a size 8 and sold for $52. My earnings were $45.53. Good American is a great brand. I would definitely stick with just the jeans because they can make some very comfortable jeans. Also, the style of the jeans matters a lot as well. So I would stick with like the straight styles, wide leg, flared, and those styles. But any skinnies I would consider looking up comps or skipping on. Next one that sold on October 23rd, again, my actual last video I did feature these ones in. It is Vivaya. They kind of I said in that video, it kind of reminds me of like Rothy's and Birdie's, like they had a child and Vivaya was it. So this is apparently a comfort brand. Vivaya Claire Walker Ballet Ballerina round toe sock knit comfort flats. So I did add the size chart in there as well because I had to translate it. So I did sell these ones for $45. They sold pretty quickly. My earnings were $39.73. Next up was on October the 25th. These ones sold in one day and they sold for full price. They are Ultra Women's Arrows Intuition 1.5 road running shoe sneakers. So I had to add also the size chart on this one. Ultra is a great shoe brand to pick up. Every time I find it, it's in pretty rough condition, but these ones were in amazing condition. They just had a little bit of dirt on the bottom, which I don't know, maybe 3 times were worn, and they were in amazing condition. So I did want to pick these ones up, even though they were size 6. And being a small size, I usually try to skip because they sit forever, but these ones sold again in one day, full price for $50, and my earnings were $40. Next up, these took maybe like 3 months to sell. These are a pair of Lululemon olive green biker shorts. These ones sold for $23. My earnings were $18.40. I only paid like $2 for these ones, so that was still a great profit. Next up is another brand I'm definitely not picking up unless it's like for, you know, my boyfriend or friends or anything like that, but it's Bonobos. And this one, I thought it would sell pretty fast because of the fabric content. It was a cotton linen blend. I really liked this style and the print of it, and it was a raw neck tie-dye pullover sweater, extra large even, so that was a great size, I'm sorry, but $21. So my earnings were $16.80. I'm definitely gonna skip on Bonobos from now on. I believe it's just like a men's brand, and that one sold on October the 25th. Next, on October the 25th, another beta brand that I am so glad is out of my closet. I was sick of holding on to them. Again, this was a great style, extra large. Great style, straight leg, pull on, 4-pocket denim yoga pant jeggings. So these ones sold for $11. And my earnings were $8.05. I'm just glad they are gone. I would not pick up beta brand again. This is another thing that I'm not going to pick up anymore. I thought it would sell super fast, but I'm pretty sure it took like a year or so to sell. I thought the graphic was really cool too, but this is probably perfect for the season. I mean, it is kind of like almost October, and it was a the Rolling Stones spiked tongue crewneck pullover graphic t-shirt or sweatshirt. This was a size large, and it only sold for $9. So my earnings were $6, which is about probably as much as I paid for it. So definitely not picking that one up again. Wouldn't recommend. Next up is a brand from Anthropologie. Anthropologie, I do have to be selective with. It can sell very good, but mostly like the newer styles. I would keep that in mind. This was a Lilka from Anthropologie, which is, I believe, a kind of like an older style, another older sub-brand from Anthropologie. Navy blue floral lakeshore long sleeve belted jumpsuit. So this one, oh, it even had the belt attached. And it only sold for $10. So my earnings were $7.05. Glad it's out of my closet. Next up is another brand. I really love selling Lululemon, but I have noticed that the ones that don't have a size tend to sit for a lot longer and they don't sell for much. So this one was a pretty cool, kind of like a scrub top from Lululemon, and it was lift to layer slouchy short sleeve shirt in olive green. This one was a size 8 from the measurements that I took, and I did add in the description, size tag is missing, but this measures like a size 8. Please refer to measurements for proper fit. So this one ended up selling for $20 on October the 26th, and my earnings were $16. All right, next up is a brand I am not gonna be picking up again unless it's like super trendy, you know, like super flared or wide leg. But yeah, this one, I would really consider and look up comps before you ever pick up this brand. It is Joe's Jeans mid-rise bootcut Grafton jeans. So these retail for a lot. They can be very comfortable, but unfortunately the resale value is not great. So these ones, I just wanted to get rid of them. I had been holding on to them for a while, and these ones sold for $15. My earnings were $12, so glad that one's gone too. Okay, this was a really exciting sale. I actually just found these two pairs the other day, again, in one of my recent thrift haul videos. I found them together for $1 a piece, and they were just like crop Lululemon pants, older style. But yeah, I had them both posted for $29, and they were both size 6. One of them was the Inspire All Luxtreme crop running leggings, and then the other one was like a pretty strawberry polka dotted situation, and all sport crop printed leggings. So I wouldn't stay away from the crop ones unless they're, you know, more expensive, but these were a pretty good price, so I wanted to pick them up. And then in that bundle was this, kind of reminds me of Avaya, but Iviva. This used to be the kids kind of version of Lululemon, which I believe they got rid of that logo and they just kept it Lululemon for kids as well, I think. I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on that. But this was a size 14, and this was a really nice scuba big logo full zip hooded jacket. So I had that one posted for $48, and the bundle with these 3 items sold for $106. So yeah, my earnings were $63.60. I have a set discount for 3 items or more in my closet. It is 25% off, so she got a great deal, and that was a great price. For me, that was super fast. Those leggings sold very fast. All right, next up is a brand I would consider not picking up anymore. This, I just kind of wanted to try it out and see how it did, but if it didn't sell, I was probably going to have to take it to like a buy-sell trade store or something. This was a pair of hidden jeans, light wash, high rise, and it said hue rise. Anyway, it still sold for high rise, relaxed boyfriend straight leg distressed jeans, size 30. These ones sold for $25. My earnings were $20, and I jumped on that offer right away because it didn't have very much attention, even though I just posted it maybe like 3 months ago. But again, I was hoping it had more attention, and I just didn't think it was going to sell for more than that, so I decided to take it. Next up is another Good American. This was a size 26. It is a Good Icon natural fray hem straight leg and indigo 261. So these ones sold for $40, and my earnings were $32. Last one that sold, that was October 28th, today. This was New Attack's J. Crew linen and merino wool cap sleeve lavender top. This one was a size large, sold for $20, and my earnings were $16. Alright, so that was it for the sales today. That was 2.5 weeks. I hope you enjoyed. Please forgive me, I wasn't able to post last week. It's been pretty busy. I have 2 kids, you know, they're going to school. I have to help with homework and all that stuff. So just bear with me if I am a little late on videos. But if this is content that you like, please consider subscribing. Leave me a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment if there's any new brands that you learned from this video, and I would also love to know your recent fastest sale. I love seeing what other people are selling fast, what's moving fast for you in your closet. So that was it for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.